launch party of I'm Judging You, the Do Better Manual, my first book.
Yes!
I'll be sharing a stage with Camille Cambry, so shout out to him. Neil is real chill, real understated, but he's a boss. He's a real boss, so yeah, we're going to talk about my book, and we might do some questions, and then we will start the party. I hope you came in comfortable shoes. Yes! Okay. And hopefully some of y'all brought some singles because I'm expected to be sprayed. I'm saying, okay? You got me?
I got you.
That's what I'm saying, Moji. Yes. Yes.
So, hey everyone, I'm Camille Cambry, founder of Blue 1647. I'll just give you a 2-second introduction to who we are if you haven't been here before. Has anyone been here before? Okay, I feel like I'm at home now. So we're a network of technology and entrepreneurship centers. We're about increasing technology, entrepreneurship in communities all over the country. We're in 7 different cities and also in Haiti. So it's really important that we get people together to talk about culture, technology, entrepreneurship, and working together to move things forward. So I was really excited to be able to be here today, to have an opportunity to share the stage with such an amazing woman. So welcome home.
Yes, it's good to be home.
Oh, yeah.
So how does it feel?
It feels surreal because I have been to about 7 cities in the last 2.5 weeks.
All right.
I have had about 6 events, and I have done about 20 different press events. But Chicago is where I'm doing the party. So it was only right that I did it here.
Well, tell us a little bit. Any good stories from any of the other launch events that you've had?
One of the launch events that I had. So on Tuesday, I spoke at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American. Very black year. It's Black History Year. So I was actually the first author to speak there. And 3 days after the opening of the museum. And when I walked in to start my program, a woman stops me and said she flew in from Atlanta, from DC to Atlanta. And her and I, back in the day, I used to do branding and marketing, coaching one-on-one. I stopped doing it because I had less time. So she said in 2011, she did a session with me, and she said it changed her life because it gave her the courage to quit her job, start her own business, and now her business is prosperous. So she came to thank me in person. So it was like all tears, and it was amazing. So yeah.
Well, tell us about the book. I mean, how did you get started? What's the whole process? I always wanted to write a book, but I never had the time. Talk about the process.
So, fun fact, this cover that you're seeing is the next edition of my book that has the New York Times best-selling badge on it. And Shonda Rhimes' blurb is on the cover around the book. This is the first time I'm actually showing it publicly because it's going to print any day now. I think it already went to print. So the next wave of people who order my book are going to get that cover. And it has a different back too.
Okay.
So the idea of the idea for this book came 2 years ago, August 4th, 2014. At 6:56 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And everyone's like, what? I remember that because I got plagiarized. Some journalist took 3 paragraphs of my work. He dropped it into his piece of work, did not give me any credit. So I go on, you know I went in. I went in on Twitter, on Facebook, on my blog. By the end of the day, he had no edges left. He emailed me and was like, oh my God, I'm very sorry I did this. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Talk about it. Okay. So I was like, well, and I tweeted, did some of us not get a limited edition handbook on how not to suck as humans. And then I was like, that's the book I need to write. And literally that's the book I wrote. I have the exact moment when I came up with the idea. A book agent emailed me 2 months later out of the blue and was like, hey, I read your blog, I think it's great. I want to talk to you, explore some opportunities. We get on the phone, and he's quoting my blog to me from like 2 years before. And I was like, oh, he's about that life. And he's like this skinny white dude. I'm thinking, okay, there's no common ground here, but there was common ground. He loved my work. I signed with him, and he was like, okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to write? And I said, I'm going to write this book called I'm Judging You. I thought they were going to be like, nah, you can't call your book that. But they were like, no, we love it. So I wrote my proposal in 3.5 weeks. I gave it to my agent. He gave me edits back. I sent it back to him early February 2015. I turned it in to him, finalized, and he's like, okay, I'm going to ship it out to editors, see who's interested. So a couple of weeks later, he's like, 5 editors are interested. So I went to New York for like a couple of days, took a whole bunch of meetings. I went to Kenya on vacation. The crew is here who went with me. Yes. We went to Nairobi for a week in early March 2015. I came back from Nairobi. I went to the White House because I'm Forrest Gump. The day after, still jet lagged, I woke up exhausted. I opened up my email and my agent goes, you have a book deal. And it's with Macmillan, Henry Holt. And I was like, oh. And the first person I called was my mom and my sister. I put them on 3-way. And they know when I do that, it means I have some amazing news. So when I was like, I have a book deal. And they were like, oh my God, that's great. And I said it's with Macmillan. My mom goes, the people who publish my textbooks? I was like, yes. She was like, oh, that's impressive. So literally a month after I turned in my proposal, I had this book deal, which is completely atypical. My agent tells me that doesn't really happen often because, you know, Jesus' favor is real. Amen. So also I was like, this is good. Got the contracts back and forth for 2 months. I signed my book deal on May 10th, 2015. Yes. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to get to work on this book. So between May 10th and October 15th, I wrote 80,000 words across 6 countries, 4 continents. And yeah, and so October 15th was the date on my contract that said I had to turn in this manuscript because I told my agent I wanted my book to come out in 2016. So he said for that to happen, you need to make sure you give your book manuscript by October or September. And I was like, okay, October. He looked at me funny because he's like, you're going to write a book in 5 months. I was like, watch.
Watch.
So on October 15th, I turned in my manuscript at 4:45 p.m.
Come on.
And I celebrated. And then I realized that it was a year to the day that the agent had emailed me to say he wanted to represent me. And look at Jesus.
Hello.
One thing I always admired about you is your grind. And people don't really understand just how hard it is to go from doing something to something amazing where everybody shows up. Can you talk a little bit about just the balance of working on your blog, writing your book, and all your other obligations, other things that you have to do as well?
There's no balance. I think the concept of balance is false. Because if you're grinding really hard in one way, you're dropping the ball in other ways. So, like, it means, so when I was traveling, those 5 months when I was writing this book, my blog was still up, but I kind of was on hiatus, but nobody really understood that I was on hiatus. I was just posting up old stuff that I'd written. Everybody's like, yes. I did not write that today. I remember, so basically I would be writing on airplanes. I would go on an excursion. I remember when I was in Dubai, I went on this like sand excursion, and I came back to my room. There's like sand all over everything, and I'm like writing. And when we were in Morocco, we had gone shopping, and I was sitting on the balcony of our hotel, and I was like, I have to write part of my Africa chapter in here. And I sat there and I wrote a piece of my Africa chapter. So it means I was always working even when I was on vacation. I didn't take true vacations because I was always doing something. So there is no balance. Even now, I barely have balance. There's no balance, actually, zero. There's even less than before. It means sometimes I sleep 4 hours in the night as I go catch a flight. Fun fact, it caught up to me yesterday. I show up to WGN TV, and I was like, hey, yeah, so I'm here. And they're like, you're scheduled to be here next Thursday. And everybody was like, get an assistant. I have to. Okay, like, and it literally caught up with me because I was like, oh, the one thing I didn't put on my calendar. So, yeah, I dropped some balls. I do. Like, there are emails that are sitting there. I think my best friend sent me an email, and it took me 5 months to reply to her. And I literally was like, I don't even have an excuse besides the fact that I just dropped that ball. I'm sorry. So, I've already written up a blog post to apologize to everybody that I'm going to be a sucky friend, sister, like everything for the next 3 months that I'm on tour. Just don't look to me to be on point. I'll be back. I'll be back in January. But before then, I will be absent. I'm sorry.
What are some of the main takeaways that you had with the book? I know there's so many, and you have favorite chapters and favorite stories and other things. Anything you want someone to take away?
I want people to actually do better in general. So, it's also simple. So, fun fact is, everything about this book is basically 80%, 90% of what I turned in my original manuscript, including the order. Like, the order of this book is originally what it was. The last thing that I changed was the tagline, the Do Better Manual, because the tagline before was going to be life and lessons on side eyes on life, culture, social media, and fame. But honestly, I think I just want people to do better, so I call it the Do Better Manual. What I want people to take away from this book is that it's not an obligation, it is an obligation for you to leave the world better than you found it. Because I feel like it would be a little bit less sucky if people were committed to the idea that it is your job to make somebody else's life better. So my last chapter is called Do Something That Matters for that reason. So, and I think I got that from my mom though. So my mom is like, here, I wanted to like make her stand up. She's too shy to stand up. So I mentioned her throughout the book, and there's a story that I told in the last chapter that is kind of like indicative of how I was raised. And for those who haven't read the book, so when I was like 3 or 4, I had this doll that I really loved that looked like real, like it looked like a real baby that I used to just like carry everywhere. It was my favorite thing. And one day my mom had like a visitor and she brought her daughter. And her daughter wanted to play with my doll, and I was like, no. Not at all. This is it. And I was like, no, this is not going to go down like this. And when they were about to leave, my mom takes the doll from me and gives it to the girl. Joe, can I tell you, heartbroken? Like, wet, okay, soft. Because I was just like, why would you give her? And the woman wanted to give the doll back to me. My mom was like, no, this is hers. And when they left, she was like, look, okay, you have more things that you know how to do with. Like, so give it to somebody else. It's not going to kill you. And I'm here like, but it will. But I think that's really, the point is, if we have some things in abundance, we can stand to give away some things. And we can stand to like, put our voices on the line. And look, I ain't got no job, so I can say whatever I want to say. So I was at a conference last week, and I won this award, and when I got on the stage, it was like all these white people in the audience, like, so I said, okay, instead of my regular speech, I thank 3 people, and I was like, okay, now, here's what I want you to do, white people who are in here. And one of the things was, I was like, I need you to donate to anti-racist organizations. I was like, because you got money. The whole place is like, yup, you right. I was like, you do have money, yes.
So what was the hardest part about putting this together? Because I'm sure you had so many ideas. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You say, you know what, I need to add this in. I need to take this out. What was the hardest part about putting this together?
Not self-editing the entire way. Because if you edit constantly, you're never going to finish it. So I was just writing. I'd leave a chapter alone, not come back to it for a couple of months. But the hardest chapter for me to write was a racism chapter. Out of all the chapters that I wrote, that's one that took me the longest. Because I was like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff I could say. I remember when I sent, so every one of my friends, well, not every one of my friends, so none of my friends got to read more than 2 chapters of this book before the book itself come out. But I remember when I sent my racism chapter to one of my friends, she literally was like, you just came out the gate with no chill. And that's because the first sentence of the racism chapter says, when your empire grows out of soil fertilized with the blood of a people, it must sustain its power with their continued bloodshed. And she was like, you ain't even chill. And I was like, no, there's no chill here. So that chapter was really hard because I ended up writing it. I wrote a little bit of it the night of the Charleston shooting because I was compelled to write because I was so angry. And I was like, all right, put it on paper. So honestly, throughout this book, sometimes I actually tell you where I'm writing these words. So in this piece, I tell you that I'm writing this as the church is burning in South Carolina. So just knowing exactly what's on. I do know one chapter that I left out, and it's called Don't Do Meth. I thought y'all knew that, so I should put that in there.
Did she say don't do that?
Where else do you get your inspiration from that helps you kind of guide your style and some of the things you work on? And I know you're very topical as well, and things that are taking place every single day. And the benefit for your platform is you have a lot of people who love you, right? They cheer for you.
Shout out, Love Nation! I get inspiration everywhere. Shenanigans. I'm a fan of shenanigans. Okay, so random videos that people send me on the internet. I read Twitter all day. Well, not all day. I'm trying to be on Twitter less because I get inspiration from everywhere, honestly. So I could be watching TV or I could be having a conversation with my friends. And a lot of times, the conversations I have with my friends end up becoming blog posts. Okay, we'll start in G-Chat and I'm like, oh, I should write about this. I actually used to have a group blog with my friends called, was it House of Ignorance? Yes. Because so people ask me like, where did you find your voice? And I tell them I didn't find my voice. I've been this person since high school. Shout out to the Young Dolphins. We used to be in the hallway acting a complete fool.
Yeah.
And that's what you see now. Like, I still act a complete fool. So, yeah.
Anything else you want anybody to know about?
About this? Okay, so I gotta read my acknowledgements. Okay? I'm gonna read some of that. Let's see. Okay. Meanwhile, for the people who will have to put up with me in my newfound importance as a top flight author of the world must be thanked. My family is my backbone, and I love them dearly. My mom especially deserves gratitude, not just because she gave me life, but because my side eye was passed down from her. I've been on the receiving end of it all my life, and it has taught me how to also tell people to have a seat without words. I high-five heaven for my first home Demi. Shout out to my sister, Coco, my biggest cheerleader, and my partner in She got no behavior. Thank you for always lifting me up, and thanks to my brother Dele and my sister cousin Mariah. My blood squad is amazing. I love y'all like Nigerians love white rice. My chosen family is a shit too. If you think I have no chill, you should meet my friends.
Yeah.
Not one of them has behavior, and this is partly why I keep them around. They've allowed me to practice my shamelessness over the years, but also they celebrate with me, and our love is real. It was in Antonio's apartment that I read the email saying I got my book deal. Hey. Yes. Sheena was who I called first. Takara saw me right after I signed my publisher. Patrice got to hear me do a jig when I finished my manuscript. And there are 4 out of so many dope folks to name. I love y'all. We are going to be 90 and still cackling like drunk seals. And we will chase young folks off our lawns. And this book is dedicated to Love Nation, my online community, and the real life community, because y'all are here. I am fortunate to have built an incredible base of chill deficients intelligent, brilliant, thoughtful, hilarious, life-affirming people I've come to regard as the cousins I've never met. Some of y'all I've met now. And where the comment section of most websites on the internet is the den of iniquity, mine is a black hole of brilliance. Thanks to the folks who read my blog, this book is for them and because of them. Last but not least, like the cliche Christian that I am, I have to thank God. I firmly believe that my path has been littered with God's grace, and it's elevated and propelled me forward. I am thankful because my life is a testament to something greater than myself. And for me, that greatness is God. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
If I've left you out, blame it on my head and on my heart, and on the word count that I need to respect. So you can blame it on my editor, Allison. She told me to erase the amazing paragraph that I dedicated to you. If you didn't get a paragraph in here. I'm not in my acknowledgments. Terrible. But thank you for supporting this book, because me making the New York Times bestselling list, I didn't just make it in one category. Okay? So I came out the gate number 5 in paperback nonfiction. Which is one of the hardest categories to break into, because the people who are in that category have been in there for weeks, for years, for decades. So me hitting the list is not a small feat. I also hit it in ebook sales and combined print and ebook. Okay? So that was already major in itself. And then Wednesday, the list, this week's list came out, and I'm still on it. And my agent, he was not impressed by anything. Mike is the most even keel. I have never heard this man be excited. Even when he told me I had my book deal, he's like, "You have a book deal, congrats, Luvvie." And I was like, "Thank you, Mike." Mike calls me this week and says, "I just want to let you know that this is a big deal that you're on the list for the second time," because what that means is new sales, momentum, and people kept on buying your book. So my goal here is that my book doing well makes it easy for a black girl who loves to write to walk into a publishing house and say, "Hey, Luvuee's book did well, so mine will." Because in publishing, here's the thing: if we fail, we are the rule. If we excel, we're considered more. So I had no option to fail. There was no failure. This was somebody else's failure. So to everybody who is here, who has bought this book, who has told people to buy this book, who has bought multiple copies of this book, you are the reason why I'm on the list. So I just want to say thank you. We are going to move the chairs to the side.